The full true story of the stone spheres of Costa Rica. The discovery, bananas, bulldozers, and a hidden past. The spheres were not unknown to the local population, but they entered the global consciousness in the 1930s. The United Fruit Company was clearing large tracts of land in the Diquís Delta region of southwestern Costa Rica to plant bananas. As workers used bulldozers to clear the jungle, they began to uncover dozens of these mysterious stone orbs, some small enough to sit on a desk, others larger than a car. Many were moved from their original locations, used as decorative ornaments in company buildings, government offices, and even private lawns. Tragically, some were dynamited by treasure hunters who believed, following a local myth, that the spheres contained gold. This destruction and displacement erased crucial archaeological context, making the job of modern researchers much harder. The Diquís culture. The creators of the spheres have been firmly identified by archaeologists as the Diquís culture, pronounced Diquís. This was a complex, hierarchical chiefdom society that emerged in the region around 700–800 AD and lasted until the Spanish contact in the 16th century. They were the southernmost branch of the Colombian cultural area, which included parts of modern-day Costa Rica and Panama. The Diquís were skilled farmers, potters, goldsmiths, and stoneworkers. They built large towns with paved areas, mounds, and cemeteries. The spheres were a central part of their public and ceremonial architecture, representing their sophisticated social organization and technical skill. A millennium of craftsmanship. The creation of the spheres spans a significant period. Early period, c. 400 BC, 800 AD. Evidence suggests the technique for working stone was developed earlier by precursor cultures. They made smaller, cruder spheres in other Stone Peak period, c. 800 AD, 1500 AD. This is the classic era of sphere production. The Diquís culture reached its zenith, and the creation of the large, perfectly shaped spheres flourished. This period saw the spheres placed in their most important configurations. End of production, post-1500 AD. The societal collapse following the Spanish conquest, along with introduced diseases, led to the abandonment of the complex traditions and skills required to make the spheres. The knowledge was lost. Ingenious manufacturing, not alien intervention. Despite wild theories about Atlantis or extraterrestrials, the manufacturing process, while impressive, is understood through archaeological evidence and experimental archaeology. 1. Selecting the stone. The spheres are made from gabbro, a hard igneous rock similar to basalt, limestone, or sandstone. Boulders were selected from riverbeds or quarried from nearby foothills. 2. Shaping. The primary technique was controlled fracture. The large boulder was first hammered with rocks of the same hardness to break off large angular pieces, roughly shaping it into a sphere. First refining. The shaping then shifted to grinding and polishing. They used smaller stones and sand as an abrasive to smooth the surface and achieve near-perfect roundness. This was a painstaking process that could have taken years for the largest spheres. Finishing. Finally, they were polished with fine sand or leather to create a smooth, lustrous surface. Many were also intentionally heated and then cooled rapidly with water to create a hard, protective surface layer. Purpose and meaning. Status and power symbols. They were likely symbols of power, prestige, and identity for a specific chief or lineage. The size and perfection of a sphere displayed the authority and resources of its owner. Astronomical alignments. Some groupings of spheres have been found to align with celestial events such as the sunrise on the solstices or equinoxes. They may have functioned as a kind of observatory or calendar to mark seasons for agriculture, social and ceremonial spaces. They were placed in prominent public plazas and alignments leading to the houses of chiefs or near important burial sites. They defined sacred spaces and pathways, marking them as places of social, political, and ritual significance. Cosmological maps. Some researchers suggest the arrangements might have represented constellations or other cosmological beliefs, mapping their worldview onto the landscape. Crucially, they were not randomly scattered. They were deliberately placed in specific alignments, often triangles, parallels, or lines, pointing to important structures or celestial points. Modern recognition and preservation. National symbol. The stone spheres were declared a national symbol of Costa Rica in 2014. They appear on official documents, passports, and public art. UNESCO World Heritage Site. In 2014, 4 archaeological sites containing spheres, Finca 6, Batambal, El Silencio, and Grijalba II, were inscribed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site under the name pre-Columbian chiefdom settlements with stone spheres of the Diquís. Ongoing research. The National Museum of Costa Rica is the primary institution protecting and studying the spheres. The site of Finca 6 is the most important, as it is the only place where large spheres remain in their original alignments, still sitting in the positions where the Diquís people placed them over 1,000 years ago. Who made them? The Diquís culture, a sophisticated pre-Columbian society of Costa Rica, when primarily between 800 and 1500 AD, with the techniques developing centuries earlier. The true story is not one of lost continents or alien visitors, but of a remarkable indigenous civilization, with the social organization, patience, and skill to transform raw stone into powerful and enduring symbols of their world. They are a testament to human ingenuity and a sacred legacy of Costa Rica's indigenous past.